Hey the guys, welcome to the Unsteadfast Podcast as suggested by Redacted. I'm your host this week, the Oblivious Gamer, and I'm here with Redacted, as I've already said before, and Art Dog, if they want to say anything.
My headset broke right before we started.
That's actually very true.
I had to get my Walkman headset.
Oh
I have
god.
a Walkman. It's a headset that I have that it has an aux cord, so I connect it to the Walkman and stuff.
I kind of figured that much. It's just funny that now you're using a Walkman headset for a podcast that we're using over Discord.
Well, like, what I mean is, like Walkman come with headsets.
Yeah, I know.
It's not that. It's like one that I got.
Oh, so you got it separately.
Yeah, it's just a separate one that I specifically had for that. Just
fair enough.
All right, now it's Art's turn to speak. Go, Patrick.
Apparently, she is a pen.
It's Morse code.
It's Morse code.
If anyone knows what that means in Morse code, please let us know, because we don't know Morse code.
It
Or at least
means
I don't.
help me.
Dwight, there is a bomb in the building.
Oh my fucking
There's
god!
a bomb in the building. Alright.
Great segue into our first topic. Wednesday was an interesting day.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, they did find 2 pipe bombs.
Wednesday. Why was Wednesday
Oh.
significant?
So Wednesday was the day that the votes would be certified for either Biden's win or Trump's win, depending on how they got certified. And midway through the day, I think earlier on the day, I actually don't know when it specifically said, but the Capitol building was stormed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a Trump rally earlier in the day, and at the end of the rally, he geniusly said to everyone to walk over to the Capitol and make their qualms known with the government about how the election was stolen. And he didn't think it would lead to what happened, which is kind of stupid.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was a day. I think 4 people died, right?
5.
5? Okay.
4 civilians and 1 policeman, I believe. And that's died. There could be more casualties than that. Yeah. Which is for those of you that don't know how these numbers work, there's the death numbers, the injury numbers, and then the casualties. So you got people who are just injured but didn't die, people who died, and then casualties is the total number of all that. And usually the number and stuff like this of people who died is pretty low, but the injury number is super high.
Yeah.
Like if you look at stuff like the Boston Marathon bombing and any other terrorist attacks like that, usually the actual list of dead is pretty low, which there shouldn't be dead anyway. That's a terrible thing to happen. I'm not trying to downplay that at all. I'm just saying that like usually that list is low and then the injury list is super high. Which, yeah.
I'm looking here and mostly it's saying that 4 people died, but if there's a 5th person, there's a 5th person that died, that's still 5. That's still too many.
I have another updated article here. So it's because there was one person. So the policeman that died, he died from a fire extinguisher strike to the head, like a protester basically hit him in the head with a fire extinguisher, and he died the day after. So if that article came out like right after the whole thing happened,
fair enough. Yeah, fair. And just a 5th person, I believe, is recent news.
Yeah. Let me find the article that I'm looking at, but you guys keep talking about this while I try and find it.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of people in the MAGA group basically are trying to say, oh, that wasn't us, it was Antifa and stuff like that, which if you look at all the evidence, it points the exact opposite way they're trying to point it.
Here's the thing. Antifa is a really left group, so why would they go to a far right rally?
Yeah, exactly.
It makes no sense. They're not gonna do it. They might go there there might be a small group of them that go to spit in the face of conservatives.
Yeah.
But honestly, they're not even gonna do that. because of the "Don't Tread on Me" flags, and this is to sort of the reason why the police weren't more offensive, sort of, I guess, or force prone to using force this time around, is because the "Don't Tread on Me" flags is a flag that means, oh my god, that's a way to go. That's
That's why I had to stop myself for a second. It's like, wait, that's okay.
humanity, huh? God said we were great on that seventh day. I don't
Oh.
think
We were
that's-
created in
Oh.
God's image.
I just saw what you guys are. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So the reason the police this time around, or one of the reasons, is because, and police not using as much force with the BLM protests as this. I understand the police using force in the
Mhm.
Black Lives Matter protests was because frequently Antifa would come in and destroy stuff, and so they weren't really having armed guards at those protests because of BLM. They were having them at those protests because of Antifa. And the reason they didn't have a lot of armed guards just willingly tear gassing people is because those "Don't Tread on Me" flags that you see, the snake in the grass on a yellow background, that is a flag that is representative of pro-gun people and really like
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
crazy about gun people. And I would bet you anything, anyone holding those flags probably had some type of weapon on them, whether that be a knife
Mhm.
or they're concealed carrying. I would
Yeah.
be willing to bet at least 25% of the people holding those flags were concealed carrying.
Yeah, I remember seeing something where it was saying that there's probably more guns in the crowd of random civilians than in the office or in the house that
Oh,
day.
there 100% was, which is
Yeah.
why, like, when people talk about this stuff on their stories and crap, they talk about, like, oh, why didn't they use more force? It's because in a Black Lives Matter protest, they can use force and they can make it die down if things are getting out of hand.
Yeah.
They can't do that with one of these protests because then there's just going to be more casualties and more deaths. It's
They just weren't prepared for
no
something like
they,
this at all either.
Oh yeah, they weren't prepared either, which they shouldn't have been unprepared either because they knew that there was a Trump rally down the road.
Yeah.
And they should have been able to connect the fact that Trump rally on the day of the vote count was going to end badly. They should have had the guards maybe not pre-deployed, but ready to deploy faster than they actually were. And I will say too, they did use force in the hallways.
Yeah.
Whenever the people were in the building, they used force to transport the congressman out of there. And that's where some of the deaths came from, is because one woman got shot in the neck and bled out like that.
Yeah.
Which I felt bad, and then I saw a video of the woman just. They had a video of her, and I still kind of feel bad, but she was just saying all this propaganda, pro-Trump crap. Which there's pro-Trump and pro-Biden propaganda,
Oh yeah,
and
there
then
is.
the stuff. Then there's the stuff some of these people believe. It's
I mean, there's some points where I wonder how some people do manage to get through life in the first place.
Mhm.
And then it's just people shouldn't have died that day, but it also kind of shows that we need to do better as a country in the first place before we can get
Okay.
through a lot of stuff as well.
I don't really think most of the deaths were from policemen, though.
I honestly don't
I
know
know
on that.
the one getting shot in the neck. I'm pretty sure a policeman did that.
Yeah, I
but-
can see that one being
I
a
mean,
policeman, but I don't know
tased in
about
the
the other.
balls by themselves. Let's not count that against the policeman. The guy getting tased in the balls. That
That-
was
That's
that
his,
was
that's his own fault.
If he tased himself like that. And the other
I apologize
three,
for laughing on that one
I
too,
think-
but that's just that's a unique way to go.
that deserves a Darwin Award.
That's how I want to die.
Maybe that's what we should talk
Wait,
about
you
on
want
my
to get
next
tased in the
podcast,
balls,
the
our
Darwin
dog,
Awards.
as a female?
You'd have to taste her in the equivalent spot, which is
Yeah.
much more sensitive. Because I'm not going to explain it actually.
Much
Let's
more
just stop
painful.
there.
Anyway, moving on.
All the nerves are concentrated in one area instead of across. Yep.
All right, moving on.
Yeah. The other 3 deaths, one of them a protester shot another protester. Because somebody was back in a crowd and they were trying to shoot policemen through the crowd and just couldn't because there's a ton of people there.
Okay, if you're gonna be an idiot like that, I'm not saying that, oh, you can see a target and you can shoot it just fine. But if you can't see a target and you're still shooting, why do you have a gun? How'd you get the gun?
He can see them, but he's still shooting through a crowd. Like, who shoots through a crowd like that? You're not gonna
That's
hit the
true.
mark.
I don't care how good of a shot you think you are. You're not that good.
No one's that good. Yes.
I mean, it could be luck if you do manage it, but you're never gonna actually do that consistently.
Mm-mm.
Only someone who's consistent, perfect shot could do that, and that's still risky because it's still really freaking hard.
Oh my god, it's an impossible shot, no matter how experienced you are. I mean, it just is.
Yeah.
But... I got moderator privilege. That's so cool.
Why would you do that? That's a horrible
I originally
idea.
moderated his old account, I thought too, so.
Yeah.
You are an idiot, good sir.
I had mod view on the redacted channel.
That's still a bad move.
Yeah, so I didn't originally have him as a moderator anyway, so it's fine.
Don't ruin the joke. Anyway.
But yeah, that was Wednesday.
Yeah, that was a great way to start off 2021.
Yeah, and based on conversations we've had with some other people, it may not get any better.
I do wonder though now that, because they did count the votes though, right? They
did certify it.
Yeah, they did it pretty much the next day, I think.
They got it done like 3 a.m. that time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, they stayed up all night doing it.
Yeah, jeez, dude. And Trump's response to all of it too took absolutely no responsibility whatsoever.
Oh yeah.
And then you're all beautiful people and we love you, but go home.
Yeah.
That's a great response.
The only reason
when in his first response he says, "I know there was an election stolen from us, but this isn't the way to act." Like that's really gonna make the rioting stop. That's gonna stop that.
That's one way to respond to it. What's funny is that he actually lost his Twitter account, Facebook account, other accounts on social media, even his Twitch account,
Facebook, Instagram,
Twitch.
Yeah.
Apparently, the president had a Twitch.
Yeah, and I didn't know
I
that.
thought you were joking at first.
No,
serious?
Nope.
I'm serious.
He had a Twitch.
That it really doesn't surprise me though.
No, it doesn't surprise me either.
Yeah. And then there's a petition which I have signed to make the Proud Boys a domestic terrorist group.
Have you heard the real big hit? He got banned from Pinterest. I'm not surprised.
I really hope a lot of those social media sites ban him because
he was saying he's gonna be making a new
danger to
account.
The public now.
Well, not a new account, but like a new platform to try to do this.
He's just gonna create a new account, but the moment he starts posting to that account and making it known that it's his account, he's gonna get banned again.
Platforms banning or restricting President Trump: Spotify, Google, Twitter, Facebook, Shopify, Reddit, Twitch, YouTube, Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest.
Imagine being the president of a country and then getting censored.
Oh, Trump doesn't have to imagine that.
Yeah. Jeez. Couldn't be me. Yeah.
Got banned.
How do you guys feel about the impeachment and getting thrown out of office? I think it's stupid that they're doing that.
I think
because that and here's my opinion on that. I don't like him and I want him thrown out of office, but it's too late for that to be worth it. Like it takes time and resources. The Congress gets paid to do their job. And if we make their job to do this, it's a huge waste of money because he's out of office in 11 days anyway.
Well, see, he'll lose all of his presidential perks.
Leave him in. probably yeah, but I think it'd be better if they just controlled him and decided to keep him from calling rallies and stuff and just limiting his power. Because Congress and the judicial branch have the power to do that as well as impeach, and that'd be a way more cost-effective way to do it. Especially with 11 days left. If we were like 1 or 2 months out, I would get it, but it's like 2 weeks. It
Well, see,
It's
costs
literally
thousands of
like
dollars too to
not even
do
that
votes like
long
that.
we have to deal with him. Like it's not that bad. We can just control him. There's no point in wasting the resources.
it's more about the president of impeaching someone who incited violence. That, and he would actually lose all of his presidential perks, so like the multi-million-dollar paychecks, stuff like that. And his Secret Service
The paychecks.
things.
He doesn't. When he became president, he wasn't taking any paychecks. It was a like publicity move because he believed that the president should do the job for free. Really, it's because he makes so much money everywhere else. A few $1 million isn't that much for him.
But still, I think it would be a good idea to just kind of prove a point and say, hey, if you incite violence in the people, this is what's going to happen. It'll
Oh yeah,
show
but they
future
can take the
presidents.
perks away without going through all that
Mm.
work to impeach him. Like how much? I'm gonna look this up right now because I remember where I live. It's crazy to just do that to a small state legislature person. I don't know how much it'd be to a president though.
I really couldn't tell you. Also, he pardoned a whole load of people in a single day, so even taking 1 day off his term is worth it. It's obvious this is going to be his final term.
Okay.
That's true.
Yeah, I do agree with you on that one, Aaron. He did pardon a lot of people that shouldn't have been pardoned.
They were all like businessmen, billionaires.
Yeah.
People.
I really hope that he gets arrested.
Oh, his only hope of getting pardoned at all is from Biden once he's out in office.
Okay, the first time they impeached him, it cost roughly $3 million.
Quite a few war criminals? Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, quote unquote war criminals, they're really probably, he's gonna not say they're war criminals. He's gonna put them in a different light and say that war criminal is just a mean word for them. But yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
He is a white supremacist. There's like, I defended him a little bit about that in the past because, like I've said before, I judge people based on their actions, and he had actions that he was a douchebag, but not actions that he was a white supremacist. Definitely said some racist things, but not like he wanted white America to rise up and take over. But if you, God damn it!
But then he did that, and it
yeah, because I never heard of the Proud Boys. If I would have known that the Proud Boys was a thing he did, I would have for sure believed that.
Proud Boys?
The Proud Boy. Okay, so the giant rally he had yesterday, he has a following base of people called the Proud Boys that follow him and follow his ideology. I mean, if he wasn't considered a cultist before,
he's gotta be now. Yeah.
Get before being called a cult.
Yeah, he's a cultist. Oh god.
Actually, I would consider it a cult leader at that point.
Yeah.
Why is... Oh, these headphones aren't working either.
Oh, great.
I think it's I wonder if it's not the headphones, but the headphone jack.
It might be.
Yeah. I'm gonna try taking it out and plugging it back in. The old
Turn it off and turn it back on again. I've got the t-shirt somewhere.
It's the jack.
Okay.
Right. Maybe I'll see if there's a USB to aux adapter I can get on Amazon or something. USB is such a reliable port.
Yeah.
I feel.
There is one.
Alright, trying this again.
You got this, man. I believe in you. Not really, but you can pretend.
We can pretend we believe in him.
Okay.
Do you not believe him? I'm a
Um,
horrible friend.
Says the one that just said that you didn't believe in him.
Well, yeah, but I'm not his friend.
Weren't you just arguing earlier like you were best friends?
Ew. How dare you insinuate that'd be any like a friend with him, much less a best friend with that freak? Is he still gone, or is he back yet, or what's going on? Because he hasn't said anything.
what? I said, can you guys hear me 2 seconds ago?
We could not.
We could not hear you when you said that.
Okay.
I was,
Connected to
I
the
was
mic, yeah.
insulting you this whole time. You hadn't said anything, and I was getting concerned.
No, I can. I mean, you guys can. I can hear you guys like a little bit, but I can't hear you fully, which is just weird.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's the audio jack. I'm gonna get in. So I don't know. I'm so close to booting the computer that then I could use the just motherboard jack at that point. So once I get the GPU, it's basically smooth sailing because everything from that point on out is pretty cheap. So
Cool.
All right, how long did it take us for us to get onto computers? Time it.
About 24 minutes.
Sweet.
it's really interfering though right now to not have something better than what I have now. In terms of like quality.
Meanwhile, he's still on about his headphone jack.
Yeah, exactly though. That's what I mean. It's like that's not
Yeah, it's not your fault. It's just
Yeah.
kind of dying.
Yeah. Well, it's not dying. It's just it's just that port. Every other port is fine. It's just that one, I think.
Weird.
Like my HDMI, my USBs are fine. It's just that one. So,
That's really
otherwise,
weird.
that's good. Yeah, I mean, if we're okay, I guess like what is the thing? I guess that surprised you guys most about that riot, other than the riot itself?
The
stupidity.
fact
Other
that a
than the
wall didn't
stupidity,
stop
'cause
them.
I would consider the stupidity part of the riot itself. I mean,
Hey, stupidity comes from all of it, not just the riot. It was everywhere. Oh my
okay.
god.
Weird
Okay.
thing is, I wasn't surprised by it at all. I wasn't
wasn't
surprised by the
either.
whole thing.
No.
I thought it was a matter of time.
I honestly thought it'd be sooner.
Yeah.
I was pretty surprised.
Apparently, there's also trying to get more riots going on the 17th and the 20th as well, or the 21st.
Okay, if they do that, they're for sure going to be labeled as domestic terrorists.
Oh yeah. And what's funny is that, well, it's not funny, but what's sad is that if that happens and January 21st comes around and the Simpsons is right, we're gonna burn.
Dude, I'm telling you, the country's on the edge of a second civil war, and there's gonna be 3 groups fighting: the hard lefts, the hard rights, and then all of the rational people. Because
Yeah.
all of the rational people are gonna be fighting against both of them, and both of them are gonna be fighting against the rational people,
And each other.
It's gonna be.
It's gonna be a 3-way war.
There really is, and it's like all the rational people too are gonna they're gonna win, because there's a bigger group of rational political views in America, I think, than the hard left and hard right. But the hard left and hard right is what you see in the media, because those are the people causing all the problems.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the Democrats rioting in Black Lives Matter protests. It's not the Republicans rioting and destroying the Capitol. It's the really far right Republicans destroying the Capitol, and the really
far
far
left Democrats.
Yeah. And to generalize it as the whole party is like that is severely inaccurate.
Yeah, very true.
And yeah, I'm not really worried about the far right at all if a war had to happen. Frankly, I think they're all too stupid to do anything.
I mean,
think the far
considering they
left is
shot into a crowd of their own group.
What?
We were talking about earlier where at the beginning someone tried to fire their gun through a crowd of people from the very back.
Yeah.
Considering he tried to
Not
fire
the
into
very back, but far enough back that it
Far
was a
enough back,
stupid
yeah.
idea. If you're 2 or 3 people back in a crowd, you shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
If you're 1 person back in a crowd, you shouldn't do that.
if you're in a crowd, you shouldn't do that. I
Our
think we're
dog
missing
being
the important part.
our dog actually speaking the facts here. But yeah,
I'm just thinking hypothetically if there's actually a target though to shoot at. Like,
If there's
Yeah.
an important target to shoot at, I can see shooting if you're close,
yeah,
but not
I'm
if,
just talking.
if there's
Yeah.
anybody in front of you.
Oh yeah, if there's anybody in front of you, don't do it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's. But like you can shoot in a crowd and be okay. I mean, that's what happens at like shooting competitions. There's a crowd of people, and then people are standing in the front, and then boom, boom.
But they're standing away. They're not in front of you to be shot.
exactly.
Still in front. Still in front. Doesn't matter the distance. They're still in front.
The Doom Ranger, you should never shoot. It depends on your perspective on that.
You
I
should
was
never
shooting today.
shoot. Wait, what do you
It was-
mean by you should never shoot?
Mm.
Do you mean in general shooting guns? Because I love shooting guns.
You
Not
should
at
never shoot
people,
anyone as
but
it's
I
murder.
love shooting.
I do agree with you. You should never shoot anyone unless it's in self-defense. That is the only time
And
I'll
if
actually
it is in
condone it.
self-defense, you shoot to kill.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's
You'd have to be very good to not kill someone. You have to be very good to not kill someone.
How would you have to be very
How-
good? Just shoot their foot.
Yeah,
because
shoot.
people think that shooting someone in the leg or the arm won't kill them, when in all reality, there's major arteries in your arms and legs that
Yeah.
are very easy to hit.
Call the
Unless you
police,
shoot
it's their
their
job.
hand or their foot. Yeah.
Just shoot their foot. And
Yeah.
like,
But
if
anyone-
you're smart enough, you'll know where to aim to miss those arteries. Granted, you have to be a good shot, but
Yeah, exactly.
it's not the point.
Even then, though, in Hollywood, they have like those shots sometimes where someone subdues another person by shooting them on the inner leg. And I see that, and I'm just thinking, there's like a 2-inch artery there. In some, like,
Yeah.
depending on how
Yeah.
big you are, there's a huge artery there that you'd bleed out in minutes if it hit. Like,
Yeah, like these people in shows are freaking supposed to be dead.
Yeah, exactly.
No, call the police or taser. It's their job, or taser. Well,
Well,
if
this
the police can't get there,
argument-
plus what?
This means you
Like
have a-
most people don't have tasers.
Yeah, I love this argument. This means you have been trained that when you are in a fight or flight situation, you know that what you're doing, and you can aim and shoot through complete nerves.
I've just been in a lot of fights, and I also know how to shoot guns. There's no difference there.
I just love shooting guns.
Yeah, our dog and I know how to shoot guns and also use bows.
Yeah.
So,
I'm a better
I've never
shot
done-
at both.
I've shot
Loser.
guns and bows, but I've definitely shot guns more than bows. The only time I've shot
yeah,
bows
same.
is at like summer camps and stuff. So I wouldn't say I'm good at shooting bows. I know enough, but I definitely would prefer a gun.
right, I
I
agree with you on that
prefer
one.
guns. I prefer rifles, to be honest, because rifles are the easiest.
Also
for me.
means your life becomes under risk. Just give them your stuff and let them leave, then call the police. Simple. Well, that depends on what they are trying to.
It really depends.
yeah, it really depends on the
it really
situation.
depends.
Like if they're
If
just mugging you,
someone's-
then fine, give them your stuff, call the police afterwards. But if they're there to actually kill you, that's another story entirely.
Well, in
Yeah.
some instances, you give them your stuff and you're still dead. So I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So really, it
I mean,
does
we're-
depend on the situation.
I also, in some situations, I don't even prefer a gun. I prefer a knife. If someone's close enough to me, it all depends on range. If they're farther away, I want a gun. But if they're closer away, I want a knife.
Yeah. If you piss someone off that they want to kill you, there's a problem with your system.
Well, my job is to make people mad, so I'm not
I'll
really
stop on
sure
this.
where
We
you're
generally
going.
don't
with that.
understand
Have you
why you're
ever
allowed
met
guns.
a crackhead? Because I have,
We're currently
and
speaking
they
with one.
don't know what they're doing sometimes.
I mean, that's
Okay,
And they have adrenaline coursing through their system from when they're on that stuff, and they will fight like there's no tomorrow, and they can kill you if they get a solid hit in.
true. Yeah.
Because a human being who has adrenaline in them can do a lot of crazy stuff to you.
That is very
mean,
true.
Yeah.
I think
I don't
if I remember right, you have like 100.
player relaxation or hunting should be the only reason to have a gun.
Yeah.
I will
Yeah.
stop. I'm British. We generally don't understand why you're allowed guns. Because we're idiots.
That's part of it, yeah.
Here's don't say because we're idiots. They're not idiots.
No,
it's just a different.
no,
it's just a different culture. So
Yeah.
in America, people own guns, and in reality, only good people should own guns. However, irresponsible people do too.
Unfortunately.
And that's really why our country's in a bad state. shooting wise, because there are unhealthy people who should not have rights to guns who do, and then they end up hurting others. And the system needs to be changed to stop that. However, they're not going to change that system. Instead, they're arguing over petty
You're
crap.
constantly irresponsible. This will count against other people.
So, I read a story the other day about a dad who's teaching his kid how to shoot a gun, and he never taught his kid how to maintain muzzle control, and his kid shot someone else in the range on accident. The guy survived. It was luckily a non-lethal shot. It somehow missed all his major organs and arteries. However, I don't believe that dad should own a gun anymore. At least not for another year. It's it's a case-by-case basis.
Yeah.
Someone who's had a criminal record, probably for a few years,
it should be
not
trained professional teacher, not dad.
I learned from my dad. It's because my dad taught me how you should teach. I mean, here's the thing too. The most basic rule of guns in America, the number one rule that's like the law, like this has to be the first rule you teach, is maintain muzzle control or maintain barrel control, however you want to say it.
Always have your gun aimed downrange.
What that means is, always have it pointing not even just downrange, just away from people.
Well, yeah.
Up in the air, down at the ground, just away from people. That's the number one rule. And in the mall. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not like a simple this group of people shouldn't have guns. It's a complex thing. But there's some obvious people that shouldn't have rights to guns. I think everybody who stormed the Capitol should not have rights to a firearm. Because if you riot and you want to destroy property like that, and you want to put other people's lives in danger, and you want to shoot politicians for simply having different political views than you shouldn't have access to a gun. That just seems like a common sense to me. But yeah. And it's not as simple as we can single it out. It's a case-by-case thing.
It's case-by-case. You have to have a psychologist there literally asking them specific questions to tell you whether or not they should have a gun or not. Or should be allowed a gun or not.
Yeah. Not even psychologists. Sometimes look at their history.
I mean, that's true, yeah.
Because the police and the government keep records of criminal history. Even if you get it diverted, even if you take stop class to get a speed ticket taken off, it is still in your criminal history. It's just not in your public criminal history. So.
Yeah.
But the whole point of so police guns aren't banned in the country though for the reason of there's I don't know if you know anything about American laws. I don't know anything about British laws or whatever. So I'm not gonna act like I do. But there's an American law. It's called the Second Amendment, and it's called the right to bear arms. It's civilians should have the right to bear arms in case the government starts mistreating them. So then they have the right to rise up and overthrow that government. And there are some people who just take that too seriously and they want to overthrow the government right now, when that's not going to do anything. You're just going to completely scramble the country, and then we're going to be in an even worse turmoil. So that's, it's never simple. It really isn't.
Yeah, there's no simple way to actually go about most things when it comes to stuff like this. Which doesn't work in democracy. The whole point of democracy is vote is the leaders that work.
But sometimes leaders become corrupt or get too much power, or in America's case, get too much money. It is really impossible in America right now to be a politician and not be rich. You really need a certain amount of money if you want to succeed. And
a lot that made sense back in the day.
Sense back in the day. It doesn't really make sense today because today's a new society. I mean, it just is. Things are different now.
Yeah, there's all kinds of laws that don't make sense that they're still enacted now that made sense back then.
They need to be updated.
They really do.
The population is hundreds of times larger than it used to be. It makes no sense to have the same system. I think a similar system. I think their electoral college works in certain ways, but I think there's other ways that it doesn't work.
All it does now, it means people are getting guns for self-defense when a firearm is only for one reason, killing people.
or target practice,
Uh,
or hunting with your father and creating memories
Yeah, I
with
was
your
gonna say
father.
there's more reasons than just the one.
It's
I
not.
mean,
It's not.
like we have, like I've shot guns, and like everybody that I know, they have guns because it's fun to target practice.
Yeah,
Yeah, and if you want to kill someone, you don't need a gun.
exactly.
No,
You
get
don't.
your own life.
It's just that a gun makes
That
it really
then
easy, and some people don't appreciate how easy it can make it, and they get reckless with that, and they just don't think, and then accidents happen, and then people get hurt,
yeah.
and yeah,
That then
and then if
recreation
people.
weapons, which are no pistol with real ammo, so I have them allowed on the street.
So why have them allowed on the street? Sometimes people are just really unlucky and get
Yeah,
mugged all the time, and they want that protection. Or sometimes in a veteran's case, a lot of veterans who get deployed that come back to America, if they have PTSD and they don't feel safe anywhere in America because they didn't feel safe anywhere wherever they were deployed, they're going to want that on them for a sense of security.
hmm
And I will say too, the concealed carry law in most states is that you can have the firearm on you, but you can't have it loaded. However, a lot of people just completely
Then
don't
your
follow
mental
that
health
rule, and
needs to be improved.
they have it loaded. Sometimes they have the hammer back. Um, why have them allowed on the street? Then your mental health needs to be improved, which hopefully Biden. Yeah, mental health does
Yep.
need to improve, and it is being taken more seriously right now. And I think having Biden as president can definitely help be taken more seriously.
Oh yeah,
Also,
that's for
Biden
sure.
can do something about the tariffs being enacted on some products, or it just increases suicide. So again, there's more than one way to kill yourself. Although
Yeah,
I will say there is a law being enacted in some places where if you buy a gun, you have to wait 2 days to get it. Because sometimes people think that's the only way, and so it actually it doesn't stop suicide, but it lowers
it
the rate a
it
little
helps
bit.
lower it. Yeah,
Like that happened in my state, and it has worked. Yeah,
if it
can't get
can
guns.
get
It's
as
much
much.
harder. It's
Yeah, but
really not, man. When
if
I
you
was
want to
a kid,
be, if you want a gun, you can get a gun. It doesn't matter whether you break
it
the
doesn't
law or
matter.
not.
Doesn't matter whether it's legal or not. If you know
Yeah,
someone who has
Somebody
one, it's
with, if you were to walk into a store, I've seen people do this. You walk
fine.
into
Even
a store, you
prescription
pull
laws, man.
somebody who,
yeah,
like, well, you have like somebody who has a if the only somebody with a clean record can get a gun, you have a person with a clean record go in, buy a gun, come out, and they give it to the person without a clean record.
yeah.
Not even that. I mean, when I was in middle school, I was super depressed, and the way I was gonna attempt suicide was by closing my garage, putting wet towels under all the doors, which was there's really just two doors. There wasn't many doors. And then just turning a car on, and then the carbon monoxide fills the room and kills you in 30 minutes. Luckily, I
And
didn't
if you don't
do it.
like people buy guns, guns only can be bought at range. Another extreme law. You can also use a knife, a kitchen knife, to
I
end
Yeah,
your life.
a
There's
knife is a really common way. Actually, a knife is one of
yeah,
the most common ways people
yeah.
just stab themselves in the neck and
stab 'em
the
in the
carotid artery. I think is
carotid.
what it's
Yeah,
called.
jugular, carotid.
Yeah, there's jugulars on the left side and carotids on the right, I
Yeah.
think.
You know the whole thing about slitting your wrists? If you like
That
cut deep
too.
enough and in the right spot, you can actually kill yourself within minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah, same with your legs. You could
because
do that on your thighs too. It's just that
about
Yeah.
feeling less likely to be fatal.
That's
of
not true.
That's not true. If
that's
you
not
do
true
it
at
right,
all.
it's not. It's actually more fatal.
Your gunshots are actually easier to treat sometimes. Actually, most of the time they're easier to treat than knife
Most
wounds because when the bullet goes in, you can guess its trajectory,
Yeah,
and that bullet will actually plug up arteries and sometimes stop them from bleeding as fast. If you cut with a knife, that's just an open wound. That's just open bleeding. Everything's so cleanly cut open that
especially if you
um,
pull that knife out, the knife
yeah.
won't stop anything.
even if the knife's in it, sometimes doesn't do that much. And
Yeah.
another thing that can happen is if you have a knife with a twisted or warped blade, then you have to stitch it up twisted and how the knife is warped. So sometimes people will actually like twist knives, and the tip of the knife will be 180 degrees different than the base,
Oh
and that
yeah, that's
just
the knife that I have. It's like it's jagged and everything. Not like
yeah,
Oh
or
yeah,
put
white
hooks on it too and
spots.
make it serrated a little
yeah.
bit
If it's
too. Yeah,
serrated, then that's gonna be
Yeah.
even worse too.
so
It's like it's in my opinion, knives are much more dangerous.
Oh, they 100% are.
Oh yeah.
There are more like melee weapons that are illegal in war than like firearms, I think.
Mhm.
Because
I think
people
so,
would get
yeah.
so creative with knives and stuff. Yeah. So
It says that.
yeah.
That was a whole other tangent I didn't expect us to go on.
It really was. There's a few topics we're meaning to get to, and I don't think we'll get to them today unless we change topics like right.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
we
Island
just,
is the one that
Chris
lets
just
melee
gave it to
weapons out.
Oh,
Okay, we're back.
Chris!
So
Why would you kill it?
Wow.
I didn't kill it. It came back almost immediately, which is nice.
oh, it's back. Okay. I'm gonna say reload in chat just so people see that. Yeah, I mean, I feel too that most of the time people are using anti-gun. It's because they're just not what's the word, educated sometimes on everything.
I mean,
For
that could be
whatever
part of it.
reason. Yeah, I feel like it's a major part though.
That,
like when you
that's
see,
probably, yeah. But
I mean, most of the far left people are really anti-gun people I know of, or I meet. A lot of them don't know that guns have safety sometimes.
You know, like there's so many people that I know personally that are anti-gun, and then like we have a shooting sports, and of course our coaches are
No,
idiots.
you're not anti-gun that you're not educated. It's just that a lot of people that I've met that are like that or like that. I'm not
Yeah.
trying to generalize.
No,
Uh,
it's not you
It's
that
saying
you're
it's more that like
we're not
we're
saying it's you
happy to
specifically. We're
talk
saying
about
that
this because we don't know anything
sometimes.
about you. And frankly, I like you more as an anti-gun person because it seems like you want to talk about this instead of
Yeah,
argue.
you're cool, man.
That curtails death
There
full
is
stop.
1,000,000,000% proof that it curtails death full stop. I'm guessing you meant Cheers. I really liked the show Cheers. I don't know if you guys have heard of that one.
Australia.
I don't know what that is.
Australia. Oh, Australia. Okay. All right. You said he was British earlier. Meanie? Liar?
Wait, no, he said British, didn't he?
He was talking about
Oh,
Ireland earlier, but that doesn't necessarily mean he is from there. Other countries that
I
did
thought
as
he
well.
said he was. Okay. Oh, he's not talking about that. He's talking about other countries.
So he is
I
British.
was a picture.
Yeah, you were right. Never mind. I'm sorry
Okay,
for
sorry
making
about
fun of you,
that.
but I'm also not to make fun of you.
You're never
I
sorry.
want to go too in some
He's
of those
contracted to
countries
make
where
fun of
they're-
it.
Yeah, I am. I'm an incel.
Oh God, thanks
I
for getting
would
me banned, guys.
some of those
Here to make fun of
in
me.
other countries where it's been completely legalized, some of your justice systems aren't exactly as I don't know what the word is, just I guess as they should be.
That's true.
And it's I thought Australia didn't outright ban guns. I thought they just put more rules around it, which is what I think. I think America should just have more rules around owning guns.
I'm gonna look it up because I don't think they did ban guns, did they?
Yeah,
I didn't
think they
think
might
they
have banned
did.
some guns, but I don't think they banned all guns.
I really don't think so. Did Australia ban guns?
I don't know. We're about to learn something new.
I guess so.
Because usually
Didn't say
too,
ban, but implement laws. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. So I guess they didn't
Oh,
actually
okay.
ban it based on that.
Yeah, I would definitely want the
Okay,
states.
Australia banned
I think more laws.
self-loading rifles and shotgun.
So semi-automatic or automatic. Sorry, or I guess it could be both.
I mean, both technically fit
And
the
they were
criteria.
banned in 1996.
Okay, so it'd be like
oh wait, our guns were
revolvers.
completely banned in Australia.
Made it pretty impossible to buy guns in our. Oh, buy guns that are easy. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
In America, though, it's not even guns that are easy to kill people sometimes. Like, I mean, one school shooting I heard of a year ago was. Okay, AR does not stand for assault rifle, though, if that's what you're saying. Oh wait, never mind, you never said that. I read that wrong.
You read air rifle as assault rifle.
Our
Yeah.
only smart person is like
Something dumb.
slowly every week losing brain cells.
So eventually
Well, I mean,
next
some
year he'll
AR
be like, blah, blah,
rifles
blah,
could
blah,
be not
blah.
allowed. Some AR rifles could be allowed.
Yeah, it's definitely not assault.
No, what does it stand for? It stands for armor light rifle, right?
I don't remember.
It's something like that. But I thought he was never mind. I thought you said something else. I read it too quickly, so sorry about that. It really depends because some light rifles are semi-automatic and some aren't. So yeah. Frankly, but I mean, I read a story a year ago of somebody who did a school shooting and the kid killed like 17 people, but they used a trap gun, which is a one shot. You have to reload every single time. So I still support that though. That's definitely a good idea to take away those guns because those definitely are the most prone to that type of thing.
To be fair, two things need to change in the police force. Change the police force, stop brutality with more in-depth training and education. Also allow democracy to happen properly, not just two parties. But I think this is far too hopeful. Sad thing is, whenever this country was made originally, George Washington said to not have a two-party system. And here we are now.
John Adams and Alexander Hamilton had two ideas. And they did
just
not
kind of
listen to them at
split
all.
from there. Yeah. I do agree with you with how to change things a little bit as well.
I don't really think a two-party system needs to change. It's the way the two-party system votes that does.
It needs third party to rock
the
the
third
vote.
party has no chance. And there actually is like 9 parties in America. It's just that there's 2 major parties.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But there's still the Green Party. There's still the Independents. There's still the
Libertarian.
Technically, there is I think there technically is a Nazi party, but it's not called Nazi. It's called something else.
A Nazi party?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that one.
Just the name. Go ahead. It's just the name.
It's not called the Nazi
the only
party.
Gets to talk when in Britain all the parties get to talk and explain their ideas.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will say that the Independents get to talk. It's just that nobody listens to them.
Unfortunately.
Because they only even if you let those little parties talk, sometimes they just don't get to do anything. It's like their opinion means less. Yeah, it's almost culty in America how much people follow some other guys. With Trump, it's definitely more culty than everyone else, though.
Oh yeah, I wholeheartedly
I'd say Biden and Hillary Clinton had their own cultish following.
Hence, teach law and politics
Trump
in school.
has a just really weird one. Hence, tech law and politics.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, our schools failed at that. So we don't even know half the laws. Well, that's true. But we just don't know half the laws that we're supposed to. Same for Brexit. What?
Wait. In politics,
Trump was done because people were fed up with what was going on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Fair enough. But yeah.
I never understood Brexit. Oh God, how could people vote for that, man?
Brexit here happened because people were all so fed up with the rules.
I looked at it. I didn't even think the rules were that bad before they left. I thought the rules were pretty awesome. I don't really if America had laws like that with South America and Canada, like all the countries in South America and Mexico and stuff. That'd be amazing, man.
But I do also want to say that Trump lost the popular vote, which means that people didn't actually want him in office.
No, they didn't.
So,
but his approval rating is, I guess approval ratings mean nothing because they're taken from polls and the actual voting stuff.
Yeah.
But his approval rating throughout presidency has been in the 90% the whole time.
That's probably because he only said that to his...
Misinformation is also very commonly a bad problem that happens in America too. That's not I really think misinformation is the reason for being anti-pro-life and people being anti-gun.
Yeah.
Or anti-pro-choice, being pro-life. Sorry.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I know what you meant. I think we need to move on to a different topic with how this is going on.
I think he's losing his brain.
Yeah, okay, so let's just move on to another topic at this point.
Yeah, I think we've talked about this the whole podcast. I think we need to move on to
so
because we had some smaller things that you wanted to talk about too.
No, it's fine, Doom Ranger. It was good to talk about this. We just with Redacted dying down over here.
No, it's important issues.
Yeah, it's important issues. Yeah, that's why even though as much as I want to continue talking about this, we do need to move on because there's a couple other things that might lift our spirits a little bit. Maybe. I say that as I realize that the next topic is Dream's speedrunning controversy.
Yeah.
That's a thing. So he finally
Did the
released
new astrophysicist update come out yet?
Yes, it actually came out I think a couple days ago. I didn't
Okay.
read the paper myself. I saw a couple of videos on it. The consensus is that it's still highly likely that he did cheat, but it's not as likely as what Geosquare and his mathematicians were saying.
Well, what is the new chance? Because before it was 1 in like 175 trillion.
It's
So
something like 1 in 3 million. It's something much smaller, but it's still really high.
well, what's the number this time?
I
Do
think
you
it
know
was.
it? Just
Offhand, I don't actually remember it. Let me look it up real quick.
because if it's in the millions or the billions, I wouldn't believe the billions, but the millions, I would believe that he didn't cheat because honestly, at that point, like people think a million is such a huge number, but it's really not that unattainable.
It's not that high of a number if you think about it. Anyway, let's look at this. Let's pull up the.
Sorry, I had to take my headphones off for a minute. What are we on now?
Dream.
The dream cheating. We just changed to it because we just thought it's not we thought. Chris thought since he's hosting. Chris thought it was just being a little too long, which is understandable.
Yeah.
Aw, you don't want to talk about guns and stuff anymore? Aw.
Yeah.
Where
the other guy doesn't know anything.
How dare? How dare you, sir?
I liked that guy. I'm kind of sad he left.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad he left too.
Yeah, he was fun to talk to.
Yeah, he was.
Okay,
I think it's
so
always fun to talk to
introduction.
people that have differing political opinions or just differing opinions than yours.
Areas of agreement.
It's always good to have multiple perspectives on issues.
I agree with you on that.
I make friends with everybody that I can.
I'm still gear. He was just messing with you. Get fucked.
Waiting in silence.
By stopping his account.
We're just
Lucky
like,
streak
he's still here,
Yes. Yeah. Clip that.
1 in 100 million.
Okay.
What?
All right. See, Dream has probably played Minecraft so many times in his life and done so many speedruns because he does speedruns on and off stream.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if he hit that run. I really wouldn't. I
wouldn't be surprised if he's like, because he would be really good with how much it seems like he plays the game.
Mm-hmm. And really, too, they say that those are the chances of it happening, but those chances aren't always like spot on correct.
Yeah,
you know?
I know that they were saying in the actual paper that is the math. There will be disagreements within the math because it's not a perfect way to go about it.
Yeah, well, there's always gonna be that. I mean, and I will say, if it's the 1 in 175 trillion number that people are saying, that's the chance, I would 100% say he cheated every day. But if this 1 in 100 million number is the real truth, I wouldn't believe that he cheated. Because 100 million is an attainable number, especially if he's been playing Minecraft for years. Like,
and we don't know how long he's been playing Minecraft. We could probably do some research on that, but
if he has he's had his YouTube channel for a few years, and he and his friends have been playing Minecraft for years. Him and like George
I think I heard something about him playing since the game came out, right?
Yeah,
that wouldn't surprise me. That would make a lot more sense.
Yeah, I mean yeah, I don't know. I think it's still too early to like form any permanent opinions on that.
To be fair, that's the end of what he's going to say from what he says on Twitter. So there's not going to be anything else from that. If any more does come out, like from Geosquare and from the mod team, then we'll obviously get some more. But
I want to see how does the mod team have it listed how they calculated that stuff? I mean, I've seen some people calculate how to get struck by lightning or how to win the lottery, and they're stupid when they do it.
Yeah. I've seen the original video that Geosquare made. And I'll be honest, some of the math is actually kind of hard to follow in the first place, but they did explain there what math they used.
Yeah, well, some people think probability is as simple as, oh, there's a 1 in 2 chance of getting heads here, and then there's a 1 in 2 chance of getting heads here, and then they say 1 in 4. But in all reality, when you go through all the math, it's never that simple.
It can be upwards of like trillions for that.
Or it could
not
be a
trillions,
definite.
Yeah.
Or it could be
Like-
close to definite. Because every situation is different and there's always variables that you can't account for. And in a computer program video game like Minecraft, you're talking about, you're for sure not going to be able to do that 1 and 2 times 1 and 2.
Yeah.
It's going to be 1 and 2 times delta of
It's speedrunning, so I know
T
nothing.
plus all this other crap.
What it is, the whole bartering of ender pearls with the piglins, and they're also saying the blaze rods were part of it as well.
Mm-hmm.
And since they went through 2 different generators, one being a world seed generator stuff, and one being a entity generator, they're kind of from different things. So he had to mess with the files somehow. I don't see how he could have messed with the files for the blaze, because blazes, you either get one or you don't. It's 50-50 for that one.
Yeah.
Whereas the piglin bartering, that one can take some several tries to get right.
Yeah. And I will say too, though, although like they're analyzing this one speed run to do it, they should be analyzing the last 10 and the 10 after this one.
Yeah.
Because yes, this might be a super lucky speed run, but the one right after could be terrible, and the one before it be terrible. And I want to look at the #1 speed run in the world in this category that he was participating in.
It's
Did
1.6.
that guy get crazy lucky loot too? Because I mean, that's I really can't see it working in either side's point of view with what they're saying.
I don't see it either. And the sad thing is, they also didn't remove any of his past speedruns. So, while they're not outright saying that he cheated, and most of the time it's like, oh hey, we're not actually saying he cheated, but there's a possibility. They didn't remove any of his past speedruns, which suggests that they don't know for sure.
Yeah.
And really, we're not going to ever know for sure unless we can somehow get into the code of what was going on specifically during that speedrun, and we're not going to be able to do that.
What confused me is they wanted to look into his mod folder, but unless you had a mod that worked in a very specific way, I don't think that'd work. Wouldn't you have to go into the game files at that point? Because he was streaming it, I believe.
Yeah, he was streaming it. People are saying that he'd have to have, he could have messed with the files beforehand, stuff like that. And this
would have had to been actual game files, yeah.
Yeah, it would have to have been the actual game files themselves.
Which I think he's done before. But
I don't know if he has or not. I know he codes his own plugins most of the time.
Yeah, if you code plugins, you know enough to go into the actual code.
Yeah. In the end, we're not going to know for sure what actually happened.
Yeah.
He's not fighting that it was removed. Obviously, his initial reaction, he does actually regret now. And he regretted it like a day after he said all those things as well.
Yeah, which, I mean, I'm not going to hold that reaction against him. Like, I would react like that too. If
I'd probably react the same way too.
Yeah, because it wasn't even like a first place speedrun either. It was like a 6th place or something.
I thought it was like 15th or 16th.
15th or 16th? Okay, well, even then, again, why?
I mean, why would that even be looked at? If it's that low on the thing, why would you bother looking at it?
I don't know.
I mean, I would look at the first 10 slots, maybe.
Yeah, and I will say too, I bet some of those top 10 or top 5 probably get just as much luck.
Probably.
Or more.
Or more. You know why? Because although speedrunning is a skill thing, it's also very luck-based.
It really is. Like, recently I've been practicing speedrunning in Minecraft as well, and it is so luck-based, it's not even funny, just to get a good seed in the beginning.
It's so hard. You need to start with a good seed.
Yeah, or cheating.
Or cheating,
anyway. Or
cheating. But the thing is, why would he need to cheat? He doesn't make money off of the Minecraft speedrunning. Unless he's getting donations on Twitch. He makes more money in the manhunts. He has to.
He does.
Because he definitely he gets millions of views on YouTube and he gets thousands of viewers on Twitch. Which I guess in ad revenue on Twitch, maybe that adds up to a lot. I don't know how ad revenue works on Twitch when you're in like a partnership. Because he's
I'll tell you later. Because I don't know.
Well, I mean, you're affiliate, you're not partner. Partner.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. Is that I don't know right now. I'll tell you later.
Exploding. Yeah, like a lot of speedruns, they do have those glitches in it where it's like the bed explode, except like bed exploding isn't a glitch, but
but we get what you're saying.
Categories too. I don't think he is doing a glitch category.
I think he is doing the glitch category. Yeah.
Oh, he is doing glitch.
Let me look at the speedrun website.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he had some glitched ones, but I think he does some glitchless ones because Minecraft is broken up into categories between all the different updates and glitched or glitchless and pre-done seed or random seed or
Java
and stuff
edition.
like that.
There we go.
I think most of his are in the glitchless category.
There's seed, set seed, random seed, pre 1.9, 1.9 to 1.15, and 1.16 plus. You can also filter it via other different things like platforms, version, difficulty, F3 or no F3, mods, videos, obsoleted runs, date. You can also view the rules as well.
Minecraft speedrun in the world is a fully glitched pre-picked seed speedrun, and it's a minute and 36-second speedrun.
Yeah, I think he does glitchless mostly for it.
Yeah, and Dream does glitchless, but I'm just saying like the number one in the world is a glitched pre-picked seed, pre-picked.
Yeah, it's like set seed, probably.
Yeah, it was set seed. I would recommend watching it because it looks so crazy. I mean, it's all luck based too. Because the first thing he does is break gravel to get flint, so you can make flint and steel later on. And on the first piece of gravel, he gets flint. And I bet you anything, he read that speedrun 20 times until he got that flint.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, he would have had to if he wanted the fastest time. Because second place, whatever category that was classified under, was like 3 minutes. So whoever's got the top spot is a minute and a half ahead of.
Well, now it's like 223 is the fastest time in set seed 1.9 to 1.15, and the second fastest time is like 3 or 4 seconds behind that.
Yeah, it's close.
Yeah.
All right. Do we want to? We've sort of moved away from talking about dreams, so we've sort of been done about this category. Then how? What's next? Or something?
Yeah, the Call Me Carson controversy that came up recently.
I'm not going to make a final opinion on this until more information comes out.
My current opinion on it is based on what I know.
He should still be canceled as far as I know right now. But in terms of like final opinion, I want to.
Yeah. I agree with you on that.
I have no opinion yet because I did speed research.
Basically, she knows nothing, is what she's saying.
Yeah. So,
Look, man.
Call Me Carson, famous
19-year-old, 17-year-old. That's all I got.
He's a famous, mostly Minecraft YouTuber, and he was 19-year-old, and he was sexting 17-year-old. Then he did it again when he was 20, which it's not pedophilia, but it's child pornography, so that's definitely legal. And it's also with his fans, which I definitely don't condone. If it was just some people, some girls he already knew or something, like that's one thing, those people. I mean, like,
but it's another when it's someone that is a big fan of you.
Yeah, he was totally, whether he recognized himself doing it or not, he was taking advantage of his fans. And like, I'm not gonna say a 3-year gap when you're 17 going up in age. 17 going down is 17 to 14-year-old. That's disgusting. But 3-year gap between 17-year-old and 20-year-old. Like when I was in high school, I was, when I turned 18, there was a 15-year-old who asked me out. But it was a situation where I knew that girl my whole life.
Okay.
Literally since we were toddlers, so it's completely different than if it was a different person. So I mean, there's always situations where a 3-year
Yeah.
gap like that is okay, but that was not an okay gap. That was, yeah, and it was with the fan. That's the other thing. I will
Yeah,
say
I
too.
think
I said because I was a senior and graduating.
yeah, fair enough. There's
I
some
don't care.
streamers and content creators that were defending him in a sense, but they were also saying that it was wrong, and it's been interesting kind of watching through it.
I'll defend him for some stuff, but not for others. I won't defend him for the child pornography. That's legal.
I agree with you on that.
I won't defend him for doing it with his fans because that's disgusting. He shouldn't take advantage of your fans like that.
I agree with you on that one as well.
I will defend people calling him a pedophile because that is not pedophilia. When I think of pedophilia, I think someone older getting with like a 14-year-old or younger, or 15 and younger, depending on the age.
Depending on the age, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, really, depending on the age of how old that person is and how young the other person is, like it's not okay. And I will say, 2-year gap and 3-year gap, that's not pedophilia. That's
Yeah, I think it really just depends on the situation. Once we know more, obviously we'll have a better idea of what's going on. But
yeah, like a 18-year-old and a 16-year-old, I wouldn't call that pedophilia. But a 21 and a 16-year-old, I would call that pedophilia.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
So I mean, it does differ situation to situation. There's not really a one way to say what's right or wrong. It's sort of that every time. It's not okay what he did. I don't think he should be canceled for it necessarily. It sounds like he was in a really bad. Because the way people talk about it, it sounds like he was in a bad spot mentally. When I'm reading the text right now that got sent out with the people he was with, it sounds like it was consensual on their part too. It wasn't like he was trying to manipulate them into doing that. It sounds like he genuinely feels bad about it. And the way his friend group is talking about, his friend group at the time, they're not friends anymore because they split up and all that as a group. But it sounds like he was in a bad place mentally, so I don't think he should be canceled. I think he should definitely be charged with possession of child pornography. But I don't think his career should be ruined at all.
I do agree with you on that, yeah. Yeah, again, once more information comes out, we'll actually be able to get a lot more out and explain better on our side.
The thing is, though, it's hard sometimes to get information in this situation because people have to come out with it first.
That's true.
And
now, the only reason that
nobody came out. It was Cooper and Travis, I think, that came out on Drama Alert to talk about it.
So it wasn't even Columbia Carson or the girl that he was messaging. It was other people entirely.
It was because he told Lunch Club about it. Like that was his streaming and gaming group. It was a very short-lived group because he told them about that, and then the whole group split up over it because he basically told them. And when he had told them, Slime Sickle reported the situation to police and left Lunch Club right away. Some other people stayed with him because they could tell he was in a bad spot mentally. And then they all eventually left because he just kept doing it and he wasn't getting better, but he was acting like he was sort of being manipulative like that.
Okay.
And so I think it's C.S. Cooper is his name, and Travis are the ones who came. And I could be wrong on who that is. It could be two completely different people. I'm not. I might not be remembering exactly. I have to look back at the Drama Alert. But there were two members of Lunch Club who came out and said that one day Carson sat them down and told them that he had messaged underage girls, and he wasn't anymore. But it sounded like he still sort of was when they talked about it later on and stuff. So it's I mean,
that's really weird then.
Yeah, and then they came out, and then a few hours later, there was a girl saying she felt super manipulated by him and posted these pictures of them sexting and stuff. And I read the text messages, and I thought, this doesn't sound manipulative at all. It sounds consensual between 19 and 17-year-old.
Yeah, see, what I had seen, I knew it seemed kind of weird that they were saying that they're being manipulated by him.
It sounded like she was exaggerating it to get some attention over the situation. I fully believe it happened to her, but I don't think the full story she's saying is exactly what happened.
I don't think we're getting the full story currently anyway as well.
Oh,
especially
not at
after
all.
what you just told me.
Will. That's the thing with these issues is as like just viewers, we're never gonna get the full story.
That's true.
I've said this before, and I will say it again. There are always three sides to the truth, or to the story. There's the shut up. There's always three sides to the story.
Yeah. One side, the other side, and the truth.
One, side two, and the truth.
Or both sides telling the truth, and one side's just leaving details out.
That's also possible.
Yeah. And I had a guy on my swim team do that all the time. He would always tell people lies. Yeah. I found out just a few weeks ago that the reason my whole team hated me the last couple years I was on the team, and I mean, I'm not exactly a rude person. I don't try and be rude. But I found out they're all mean to me is because he was telling them lies and stuff. I mean, there was a summer where I had summer school because in my high school we had a required health class, and it is usually 10 weeks, and a semester is a full 20 weeks. So usually you take that short 10-week class and you take another short 10-week class. Well, they were thinking about changing those 10-week classes into 20-week classes, and so I wanted to take it in the summer, just get it over with. And I found out during those 2 weeks of summer school, he would tell people that I was leaving because I got bored, and not that I was meeting graduation requirements.
Wow.
I'm laughing about it because I really hated it.
That's just a dick move.
Yeah, and I'm gone now, and my brother went there as a freshman. Like when I was a senior, I graduated. He was coming in as a freshman this year, and he called me pussy in front of the rest of the team, and I guess he's just spreading more lies about me, and someone told me about it, and I told him, I was like, look, I'm graduated, I'm done with this, I'm gone, and if he keeps saying these things about me, I'm assuming people will infer that he's lying since he's exaggerating so much and saying it so much.
Right.
So it's and if people don't understand that, it's whatever. I mean, because I've been swimming for 10 years in club teams and in high school. So most of the kids coming in, even though I'm not seeing them this year as freshmen, like I know most of them. Even if I'm not like gonna be an upperclassman to them, I know a lot of them. So it's like I'm not really that worried, but it still ticks me off.
It would probably tick me off too.
Yeah, especially the fact that you're gonna call me a pussy, but you're not gonna say it to my face. You're gonna say it to a bunch of freshmen.
Right.
But yeah, that's my experience with a guy like that, and he was doing that crap for 5 years, and I didn't know how bad it was till I left, because then people started telling me stories about it. So yeah, I'm sure everyone's had stories though of people like that.
I'm sure.
Hey guys, I found another name for the podcast that could work.
What?
While we're in the middle of it?
Podcast.
Yeah, no, say it. What?
Podcast. Somebody just messaged me that name.
Wait, how is it spelled? What are you saying?
What are you even saying?
Weird.
Podcast.
I would walk away if we named it that.
Yeah. Okay,
actually, there's a little more information that's come out since.
How do you guys feel about Pog being taken off?
I don't care. That's all it boils down to.
It was. Have you guys heard about Baked Alaskan? This guy at all?
I don't know who that is.
I have no clue who that is.
He is a far-right Twitch streamer who Twitch streamed breaking into the Capitol, and there are a bunch of people in the far right putting Pog in his chat, and there were a bunch of other people streaming it too, and so Twitch banned Pog because it was technically inciting violence.
They actually, what they've done now is they're putting new faces on the PogChamp emote daily. So one day it's gonna be one person, another day it's gonna be another person. That I only soft banned it for my chat because I didn't know, for my stream because I didn't know the whole situation behind it at the time. And to be fair, I still
I'll
don't know
try
the
and-
whole situation either, but and
I'm
silent.
gonna try and look this up on YouTube. I think that's his name is Baked Alaskan. He's also an idiot too, because there's a guy named Destiny who,
Oh wait, I know who that is.
I know who Destiny is.
Yeah, I think he's one of Fedmeister's old moderators, and he did some content over the Fedmeister Pokemon drama. But for those of you who don't know, and this I found about it, he is a very politically not active but informed person. He likes to be informed on this stuff. So he has a few things on his channel of him arguing with people, and he talked with Baked Alaska about stuff. And if you watch this interview, I mean, it's 30 minutes, but if you watch the first 5 minutes, you get a real you he's so stupid, guys. It's so dumb. Like he's the level of stupidity where when you see him, you wonder how can someone be this dumb. It's
Wait, there's someone that's even stupider than our dog?
yes, very.
Surprisingly.
Damn.
I'm gonna link this interview, and you guys don't have to watch it right now, obviously, because we're on stream.
Right.
But just
I'm
take a
watching it on
minute,
stream.
watch, take a few minutes to watch just the first 5 minutes, and you'll see exactly what I mean. Because he's just an idiot, and he interrupts Destiny all the time. And there's one point where Destiny says he doesn't think Ben Carson is good for the government, and he goes, "Wait, you don't think he's gonna be good because he's black?" And he twists his words the whole time. He changes up what he says, and some people can do that and get away with it because they make it confusing in the way they're twisting your words. He is so open up. He's terrible. He really. I might
No,
watch more
wait.
Baked Alaska.
This is not who I thought it was.
This guy's entertaining with how stupid he is. But then again, I'm also getting mad revenue when I do that.
Yeah,
Relationship. And I think my audio jack is broken.
it's fucked up again. Good job. I guess
Dude,
while he's
his entire comment section is calling him an idiot.
that's actually kind of funny.
I gotta watch this video just to know why they think he's so stupid.
I will check
and
it
then
out
probably-
after we're done with the stream. So I guess we'll go ahead and move on to the final topic since Redacted's kind of fixing his
Oh,
situation.
thank God. 'Cause we're half an hour over.
Hey, who cares?
It's fine.
So, are you guys ready for D&D tomorrow?
Crap.
Mr. Wobblesworth. Love the echo coming from your room. It's great.
So you can tell our dog's excited. What about you, Redacted?
He can't hear us again.
Great, he's stuck in the void.
All right, now I'm gonna talk
Um,
about Mr. Wobblesworth until he comes back. Mr. Wobblesworth is the most amazing little creature ever, and you should all go check him out.
Chaos.
Beautiful. Shut up. He is beautiful. He is chaotic. He is beautiful, and he is amazing. I just posted him on my Instagram during this live stream because I can't sit still for more than 3 seconds. He is the best little creature. He accidentally murders the world, like you do.
Yeah, like you
Creature
do.
of chaos, like you do. Beautiful. Love him.
It's gonna be interesting introducing him to the campaign. And you're probably gonna hate how I'm gonna have him transport between revived and other worlds.
Dude, but Revan Wobblesworth are gonna be such good buds.
They're gonna be best friends.
They are in terms of like how well they can play together. It is unstoppable force meets immovable object, and then time between those forces.
It will be
Yeah,
beautiful.
it's gonna be very interesting for that. Did either of you actually
beautiful.
watch the stream last night that I did with the D&D
Nope.
group? Of course you didn't. I think you were busy playing with your friends.
Probably.
All right, there we go.
I might have been busy. No, I was busy. I was
I
busy
heard you
throwing up.
laughing.
That was the dog walking.
No, I heard you laughing a lot last night.
Oh,
I haven't
laughing?
commented about it on my stream.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm pretty sure that was me puking, but okay.
Yay, puke.
Laughing and puking. Two totally different noises.
Well, I remember puking, so.
Is
To be
it
fair, you did have
supposed
physical
to
therapy
talk
earlier.
about puking?
No.
Telling puke is bodily fluid, so is it okay to talk about puke and stuff?
As
Like, can you
far as
talk
I'm
about it and just not show it?
far as I'm aware, you can talk about stuff like that, but you cannot actually show it IRL. But video games are fine with that stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously, with stuff like
You
The
know,
Last of
technically you
Us.
can't
all
get
that.
technically you can't get shirtless too, unless it's like in a non-sexual way. But like, what's defined as sexual then? Because
Yeah,
it's like,
that's subjective because there's also the religion part, and then it's downhill from
Yeah.
there.
I guess, do titty streamers just not count? Because just a minx, or what's her name?
Minx.
Yeah, minx. And then there's a lot of others, but there's one especially that I'm trying to think of that I just can't. But there's a lot.
I can't think of any offhand.
There's
I
a
don't watch that many streamers like that.
Alinity at one point.
That's
Alinity's
true.
at least trying to get better though. After the cat throwing incident.
Yeah.
You know?
People
Sometimes
still-
your favorite streamer YouTuber needs to throw a cat to learn how to get better.
Do we need to have a talk?
I think we might need to have an intervention with
Sometimes
redacted.
Sometimes all it takes is a little animal abuse. I'm just kidding. Don't do that, or else I will personally come to your house and kill you. If you do that, you're a shitty person.
Redacted, no, I'm helping you. I'm bringing my knife that we talked about earlier.
I'll drive the
Well,
getaway
you better
car.
be quicker. Chris will be the accomplice, but he's too much of a little bitch to do it. So.
Honestly.
No, I just know that I'll drive better than both of you. I won't get
Yeah,
pulled
that's
over.
not true.
That's true of me. I'm a very safe driver, so I would get us caught because I'd be driving too safe. That's
Yeah, Chris is the reckless driver. He'll get us out. You know, he'll drive through a forest.
My friends are really
And
ticked
somehow
that yeah. My friends get mad that I'm a safe driver.
Why?
Yeah, because they're like,
Yeah,
come
so
on,
interesting
drive
friends.
faster. I'm like, we're already 5 over the speed limit and we're in the downtown area where there's a bunch of people. And then it's even worse when I'm designated driver and they're all hammered.
Oh god.
I should say that some nights it's good and some nights it's bad. Because some nights they're too hammered to like even acknowledge that I'm going slow, and then other nights it's the only thing they're talking about while they're hammered.
Jeez. Yeah,
It's
that's
an
one way to do it.
experience.
Friends, good sir.
Oh, they're fun. They're fun people. They're not rude or anything about it. It's obvious like they're just being
It's
funny
mostly
about
jokes, yeah.
But it's interesting, man. It's they love their spoiled juice that makes them dizzy.
You know, the cranberry juice. And
We
the
should just
apple
name this
juice.
stream the Spoiled
Yeah.
Juice Podcast.
Yeah.
That would
I
get
mean,
banned.
Chris, last week I did have spoiled juice during the podcast. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, he admitted to it.
Yeah. Don't actually say words because right
Of
now
course.
it's allegedly unless you say the actual words.
Right.
So, yeah. And I mixed juice with Coke and I had a little bit. I didn't have a
Good
lot.
God.
I wasn't even dizzy at all from the spoiled juice, but yeah.
That's fair.
Maybe that's why you were so dumb last week.
That would explain a lot, actually, yeah.
I just realized that you were so stupid last week. That's why.
No, that's because I stayed up till 2 a.m. Because there's just
Lies.
there's just some complicated stuff going on with the college, and they're sending out a bunch of emails, and they were all pointless because they
Of
were all
course.
basically saying you need to get COVID tested before school and you need to make an appointment, but none of them said that the appointment sheet wouldn't be out till a week later. Yet they made it sound like there was going to be sign-up sheets for all that stuff. in that email, and there wasn't.
Wow.
Yeah, and they were sending all that stuff out in the middle of the night and saying that they'd come out, so I was staying up until the next one would come out. And I was just, yeah. I also think my college is trying to scam me out of a few $100s, so I'm gonna, get that
that's gonna be
fixed.
fun.
Nice. Love it when that happens.
Well, since my roommate moved out, the price of a single room is $400 more than it is if you get a roommate, and not including security deposit. And my housing fee this semester is $600 higher than last semester. So that's what I'm guessing is $400 plus the security deposit. And fun fact, you don't get security back when you're living in dorms, which kind of sucks. But hopefully I can be an RA, then I don't have to pay any of that. But yeah, and so I called a woman and she said, "Oh, that's because this semester is longer than last semester. Because last semester we ended a few weeks early, and this semester is gonna be a full semester. We ended a few weeks early because of COVID.
Right.
However, this semester we're starting a few weeks late, so I thought that'd make up for it. But I guess maybe 2 weeks is worth $600. I don't know. I'm gonna ask my friends to look at their statements, and I'm hoping that one of them just lets me look at their statement for this semester. Which, like, I know it's not polite to do that with other people's financial information,
Right.
but if the school's outright scamming me, and frankly, it's not like I'm asking to see how much tax they made financially. I'm asking them how much they're gonna pay because I want to make sure I'm paying the same amount as them. So yeah. Then maybe I can get a single room for free because they're obviously not going to find a roommate in time. So yeah. And then I can have an awesome room.
There you go.
Yeah. I'm just praying right now that things go right. I'm just praying that this GPU stays in stock until the end of the week. I'm just praying that I get to say goodbye to my
It
mom
is
and
the
my
end of the
sister.
week.
What?
It is the end of the week.
No, it's not.
Or sorry, end of
Prove it.
next week then. Because I'm leaving next Sunday for college. So yeah,
Prove
I'm
it.
probably the Saturday of the podcast. I'm gonna be basically packing up the whole day and getting things ready. I probably want to be doing that. I'll probably be packing up Friday, doing last minute packing Saturday, and then doing last minute shopping Saturday. Probably gonna ask my parents to get me more spoiled juice on Saturday, because they said that. I mean, they did that for my sister. My sister went to college because they went to college too. Like they know what's going on, so
Right.
they're okay. They're okay getting a spoiled juice. So like we'll get it for you, and then when people ask how you got it, you say the cashier never asked for your ID, and I said sick. Yeah, and frankly, it's not like I'm being irresponsible. Like I've told you guys these stories.
Yeah.
I'm a responsible spoiled juice drinker.
Are you a responsible? Oh, you said okay. Never mind. I was gonna say, are you a responsible adult?
I am.
Not.
If you look at my,
Ouch.
when I'm living independently in my dorm, but if you look at my grades and how clean my dorm is and how organized I am compared to other people I go to college with, I am a much more mature person than them.
Okay, it's not hard to be more mature than college kids. Let's be honest.
No, it's not.
You just roasted him and also complimented him at the same time just now.
I'm really hoping next semester next year I get a room that's not facing the cafeteria, because I have a room facing the roof of the like we're on the roof of the cafeteria, and so I can't open my window, because if I do, then the smell, like all the smells from the cafeteria come into the room, which they aren't good smells because it's cafeteria food. Like it may some of it may taste good, but it's not cooked right. It's not normal. Hey,
Thanks for the
you just got a subscriber. Hey.
Thanks for the resub meme.
Have you ever heard of Twitch Prime?
Twitch Prime.
You just made $20 there. Or sorry, wait, yeah, $20.
Unfortunately, I probably won't see a dime with that.
What?
He made $2.
Oh, Twitch doesn't pay you out if you're affiliate or partner until you make at least $100 at once.
Oh, okay. That's annoying.
That's one thing that I don't care too much about Twitch with, but otherwise
that's misleading and like all the stuff like before you become affiliate to say that you get monetized when you're affiliate or you get monetized when you're a partner, to say that you get money once you make this much in a single stream, but then before that say you'll start making money at this point, that's misleading.
It's not that it's a single stream, it's over the course of a month.
Oh, okay, that's a little different then.
Yeah.
So that makes a bit more sense.
That's why I said that, because when he started saying, I was like, wait, I didn't explain that properly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's over the course of a month, not over the course of a single stream. If it was a single stream, I would just be doing this for fun. I wouldn't even be bothering trying to make it into a job, but
yeah.
Imagine carries over, it makes sense on how much it would cost them otherwise. Yeah, I think, weirdly enough, they basically end up getting fined a lot because of the different laws with minimum wage and stuff like that.
They would lose more money than they're getting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or than you're getting or whatever.
Yeah. Well, you have to prove yourself an asset to them too. And I don't really care too if they like the fact that I'm still ticked about that. But if they said that, when I started out on Twitch, it said that at affiliate you start making money. If it would have, and this is why it takes me off. I don't like that. Now that from what you just told me, I don't like that. If they would say at affiliate and partner you can start making money once you make $100 a month, I would be okay with that. Because just saying you can get monetized, it sounds like you can get potentially monetized, and those are two different things. So that's slightly misleading.
Slightly,
One thing I don't like about. That's one thing that kind of sucks about all these platforms like YouTube or Instagram or TikTok or Twitch or whatever it is. You can get ads and you can get these sponsorships, but it's very misleading about how much it actually matters.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's most of the time it's not even the money from your stream on Twitch or on YouTube nowadays that pays your bills. It's the
AdSense,
Patreon, the
Patreon too,
merch. There's one other thing that I forgot.
I mean, and bigger YouTubers, it is the ads from the YouTube ads, because I think Linus Tech Tips did a breakdown of how much money he makes, and between 5 years ago and today, he makes more because of YouTube ad. Like 30% of his money comes from YouTube ads. An affiliate,
We're all over the balance next month. Let me check on that one, because I haven't had that.
That sounds like a copy paste. Yeah, that's an FAQ copy paste. It sounds like.
Oh, it is, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, they just said that that's from Twitch.
Okay. Well, I mean, but that's in the FAQ. You have to go into the FAQ to find that.
Yeah.
That's the thing that should be up front, is what I'm saying. Like, if it's out there, that's cool, but I mean, it should be up
small
front.
print.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's another thing.
Small print,
in this podcast, we have discussed the Capitol. I wouldn't say getting destroyed, but definitely getting heavily vandalized. Dream, Minecraft cheating, gun issues. What else? Carson.
Call Me Carson's controversy. Some D&D.
And now we're talking about Twitch small print.
This is an amazing way to end the podcast.
This is a really diverse podcast. I like this.
This is why we're called the Unsteadfast Podcast.
Yeah, because
we do not stick to one thing.
No, I think we're almost at an hour and 40 minutes.
We're almost at 2 hours, yeah.
I got.
I was just gonna make a joke and say, you guys want another podcast? Please end so I can go pee.
I have to pee too.
So do I.
That's so cool.
Heck yeah, we all gotta pee. The pee podcast.
The piss podcast.
The pee cast.
The piss floor podcast.
The Tide podcast.
No.
How to get banned on Twitch 101. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this chaos. Pulling fight after this? Maybe.
I have to pee.
Is home party free or does it cost money?
It costs money.
$14.
That's what I thought. Okay.
But yeah.
Add meme
Next
into my
week
Pummel Party group.
you do
We
that.
have a server for it. Nah, man, I'm
You've
lazy.
got a group
I
for
gotta
that.
pee.
Next week it'll be on Art Dog's channel, Art Dog Designs on Twitch, which I will pull up now because I'm an idiot and didn't do that beforehand.
Dumbass.
Not wrong.
We're all stupid in our own ways. No, we can't meme. We can't go pee. Not yet. Okay? And
No.
Alright.
I have to pee for 3 hours.
So to
and
catch the
we know that
podcast,
Art's lying about the pee, because as everyone knows, girls don't pee, poop, or fart.
No, girls do.
Everybody knows that.
Girls do go pee, specifically to talk crap.
exactly.
Okay.
So to catch the podcast next week, the newly named Unsteadfast Podcast, check out Art Dog Designs. She does mostly art, although she hasn't been
Something.
streaming recently.
I do artwork if I can stream, but I can't stream sometimes because Wi-Fi hate me. Now I gotta pee.
Wi-Fi, and we think
Sorry.
it's CPU. We'll see you guys next week for that. Where I don't links. I just sent the link. Powder their nose, not pee or poop. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, sorry, girls don't. Wait, I don't powder my nose. Wait a minute. I don't do any of these things. Wait.
We're getting sidetracked by makeup.
I have to pee.
We'll see you guys next week. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this shit show at this point. Have a good weekend. And
Wait, 1 second. Before you stop,
I hate
just
you.
wanna
Please hurry.
say, I gotta link my stream in the chat. Okay,
No!
it's not fair.
fair enough.
Please.
Uh,
Please just
One
hurry.
sec. 1 sec.
to catch it in
There
2
it
weeks.
goes. There it goes.
Oh my god.
That's Redacted's channel. We'll see you guys in a couple of weeks.
Follow everybody,
Probably.
please, at the stream. Oh my god.
Bye, everyone.
I'm literally being tortured.
Good.
Why am I with these idiots?